Good morning and welcome student of class 7. We have already discussed in previous class about a ratio and give the definition of ratio, etc. And we have already done few problems related to ratio from your book. So we have already done few problems. Let us work out 2.1. Okay. Now today discussion about that topic also. Ratio again. Now ratio of two numbers A and B is A is to B. It is known to all of you. And is written as A is to, this the symbols is to. That means A by B. When we find ratio, if the numbers are in same unit, then we find their ratio. A and B must be same unit, then we find the ratio. Otherwise, we can't find the ratio. Now, A is known as antecedent and B is known as consequent. If we take 2:5 or 2/5, in ratio form this is 2:5. Here 2 is the antecedent and 5 is the consequent. Now, if antecedent is less than consequent, then the ratio known as lesser in inequality. If antecedent is greater than consequent, then we can conclude a ratio of greater in inequality. Ratio is greater in inequality. And if antecedent is equal to consequent, the ratio of equality. Okay. Lesser, when it's called lesser if antecedent is smaller than consequent, like that. 2:5, 2 is smaller than 5, then it is lesser inequality. If we take, that means in this case antecedent is lesser than, that means A less than B, and in the second case if antecedent greater than consequence, that means if A greater than B, and in this case A is equal to B. Example of the first one, 2:5. The second one, if we take any, say 7:3, and this is 1:1 or 2:2, etc. This is the consequent and antecedent and consequent, the ratio of the lesser inequality, greater inequality, and ratio of equality. In your book, there is a table in page number 28. The ratio are given, simplified form, antecedent how much, consequent how much. Draw the table first. In page 28 on your book, the ratio 10:16, simplified form or simplest form. And type of ratio, greater, lesser, inequality and equality. First one, 10:16 simplified form. Obviously 5:8. Antecedent is 5. Consequent is 8. So which one is greater? Consequent is greater and rather than antecedent. So it is in lesser. So it is 5:8. In the second one, 21:33. So it will be divided by 3. It will be 7:11. Antecedent 7. Consequent 11. So which one is greater? 11 is greater than 7. So this is lesser inequality. 7:11. Next, 36:26. In simplified form, 18:13 divided by 2. 18:13. Antecedent 18. Consequent 13. This is greater. 18 is greater than 13, so it is greater in inequality. 18:13. Next one, 8:8. Simplified form, 1:1. Antecedent 1. Consequent 1. It is equal. Okay. Very easy. So few more. Do complete yourself. Next one is 45:10. 57:105. 15:15. And 138:162. Try yourself. Very easy to calculate. Okay. This is very easy. Try yourself fast. Just write down and complete yourself and check the answer from your book also. It is very easy. I hope that all of you do it very easily. So I go to the next one. Okay. Next, we study about mixed ratio and inverse ratio. Mixed ratio and inverse ratio. Mixed ratio means if we take two ratio, one is say A:B and other is say C:D. Now, if we multiply in this way, antecedent into antecedent, consequent of the first one and consequent of the second one. That means A into C is 2B into D, sorry. Then we get the mixed ratio of these two. Multiplying antecedent with the antecedent and consequent with the consequence of other. Then we get the mixed ratio. Like that. Say, take another example. 2:3 and 4:5. So mixed ratio 2 into 4, 3 into 5. That is 8:15. 8:15. Again, if we find the mixed ratio of given three ratio, for example, same one, find the mixed ratio of 2:3, 4:5, and 5:7. Multiplying all the consequent, that is 2 into 4 into 5, and this is the antecedent and as well as consequent 3 into 5 into 7. Then how much? It will be 2 into 4 into 5, 40, and it will be 15 into 7, 105. So, mixed ratio. (40:105), or its simplified form, obviously, if we dividing by 5, this is 8, and it will be 21. If we dividing by 5, then you get 8:21. These are in the mixed ratio. These all are mixed ratio. So, find the mixed ratio of Is it clear to all of you now? It is very easy. Again, find the mixed ratio of from your book. Find the mixed ratio. Number 1, 5:9, 8:12, and 7:3. 5 into 8 into 7 is 2. The 9 into 12 into 3. And or in other way, we have to write in simplified form. So if we take in this way, then easy to calculate. 5 into 8 into 7 by 9 into 12 into 3. If we dividing by 4, this is 2, this is 3. n into 7, that is 70. 9 into 9, 81. So, this is 70:81. Find the mixed ratio. It is for your classwork. Next, these two is your classwork. 1.2:5. 1.2:5. 3.5:7, and 6:4. Find mixed ratio. Find mixed ratio. Okay. Next we start inverse ratio. It is again easy. This is again easy. Inverse ratio is nothing but just take the reciprocal. Take the reciprocal. Then you get the inverse ratio. If a ratio is given A:B, then if we write in division form A/B, and reciprocal of this, just invertendo we take its reciprocal will be B by A. Then the inverse ratio is B is to A. Inverse ratio is B is to A. Very easy. If ratio is given 12 is to 70, its inverse ratio is 17 is to 12. 17 is to 12 is the inverse ratio of these things. This is the inverse ratio, very easy to calculate. So, if the antecedent and consequent of the ratio interchange their places, then the ratio form is the inverse ratio of the previous one. I repeat once again, I write down inverse ratio definition. If the antecedent and consequent of a ratio extends their bases. Ratio form is the inverse ratio. Inverse ratio of the previous ratio. Okay. If the antecedent and consequence of ratio exchange their places, the ratio form is the inverse ratio of the previous ratio. Next, here is written one question. The ratio of two numbers is 5:7 and their HCF is 13. The ratio of two numbers is 5:7 and their HCF is 13. Find the numbers. If we use algebra, then it is very easy. Since the ratio of the numbers is 5:7, so let us take let the numbers be 5x and 7x. If their ratio is 5:7, so without loss of integrality, we can write the number is 5x and 7x where x is non-zero constant. Where x is non-zero constant, obviously. Now, if the numbers are 5x and 7x, 5 and 7 are prime to each other. 5 and 7 both prime to each other. Therefore, their common factors of 5 and 7 is only 1. So, if we find the HCF of 5 and 7, this is nothing but 1. But if we find the common factor, this is 5 and x, this is 7 and x, so common is x is the common. Therefore, HCF of these two numbers is nothing but x. Now, therefore, from this relation, the HCF of 5x and 7x be x. Now the HCF is given 13. HCF is given 13, and by our calculation we get this is x. So by according to the question we write x is equal to 13, or by the problem or according to the question we can write x is equal to 13. Now if x is equal to 13, then the number will be 5 into 13 and 7 into 13. Very easy. Therefore the numbers are 13 into 5, that is 65, and 13 into 7, that is 91. Therefore the numbers are 65 and 91. Their HCF is also 13, and ratio of these two numbers are in simplified form is 5:7. Okay. You can find very easily using this process. Next, let us work out 2.2, page number 30 of your board book. Question number 1. Reduce the following ratio into their lowest form and let's find their inverse ratio. Reduce the following ratio into their lowest form and let's find their inverse ratio. 1a. 12 is to 15. 12 is to 15. If we reduce in lowest term, it is divided by 3. So it will be 4. It is 5. The lowest term is 4 is to 5, and inverse ratio just antecedent and consequent be interchange. 5 is to 4. 8. 25 x y z is to 625 x y z, where it is given x y z are non-zero constant. There is no ABC here. It is given AB and x y z are non-zero constant. So if we reduced in simplified form, in both the content x into y into z, non-zero constant all x y z, so x y z cancel out. That is, we can write first 25, 625. It is dividing by 25. Dividing again it is by 25. So it is 1 is to 25. If we dividing 625 by 25, we get 25. 625 is the square of 25, obviously. So this is the ratio in simplified form, and inverse ratio is to 1. Next, on number 2. 2a, reduce the following ratio into whole numbers and let's find their inverse ratio. Let's find their inverse ratio. Reduced it into whole number first. 2.5 is to 12.5. First reduced it into whole number. 2.5 means 25 by 10. 125 by 10. 12.5 means 125 by 10. Now if we multiply these two ratio by 10, then we get 25 is to 125. Again, if we dividing both by 25, then we get 1 is to 5. This is in simplified form also and reduced it into whole number, and the inverse ratio is 5 is to 1. Very easy. So you can do this problem. So in this page, rest of 1 and 2, rest of 1 and 2 as your homework or class work. After that, you do it and check from your book also. These problems, all problems are very easy. Rest of 1 and 2, rest part of 1 and 2. In the next class, we start from problem number 3. In the next class, we start from problem number 3. 1 and 2, most easy. So do it now. Try to solve, and obviously it can be solved within your time. And one problem is given previous for your class work also. Okay. Do it. The other problem. These all problems are very easy. Do it now. That's all for today. From next day, we start from question number 3 of the same page, same exercise 2.2. That's all for today. Thank you.